Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we're doing the crossword for Wednesday, May 15th, 2024. So in this Ides of May, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it an ideal Ides of May crossword?
It was a brain buster.
Really? Your brain broke?
It could have.
Uh-huh.
It could have on this one.
A brain buster. Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's clever you.
Yes. I like to think of myself as a clever farm animal. So the reason you mention that is because clearly of the theme.
Oh, yes, that too. No, yes, that is correct. The theme was filled with bees. Bees everywhere. All of the theme clues, the answers to the theme clues had bees in them. Usually 3, and one actually had 4. So the first one was 17 across, buzzer you wouldn't want to hit, and that was a bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had 25 across, breast milk container, and that was a baby bottle. And then we had 35 across, a brewer's implement, and that was a baseball bat, which took me forever, which was very sad since the Brewers were in Milwaukee, and that's where I was yesterday.
Right.
And then finally, a blissful soak, and that was a bubble bath.
Yes.
And the revealer clue was a 57 across, best wishes for your once-a-year celebration, and a wish for solvers of this puzzle. And that was HAPPYBDAY.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
And I momentarily thought, oh, it must be one of those national holidays, Happy Bee Day, but
No such
no,
thing.
they'd have to have 365 of them, I guess.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that 135 across the brewer's implement, that was very clever. And because of the fact that they had above this 19 across, Budweiser beer is aged using this wood, and the answer was beech, I was thinking about brewers, like people who make brew.
Beer.
And so that totally led me down the garden path.
Yes. But that did remind me that there were a lot of other bees in here, like beech for that wood that
Right.
Budweiser uses. We had 15 across, Borat follow-up to Sacha Baron Cohen, and that was Bruno.
I didn't even remember that, but okay.
We had 45 down, Bow Tree Meditator. I guess that's how you say that, yeah. And that was Buddha. We had 49 down, Bangkok coins. Those were bats.
BAHTS, yes.
Right. We had 35 down, backyard get-together, barbecue, spelled with a C. So there were just lots of bees all over this puzzle. No,
Yep.
We had, well, even one down was blindside,
Right.
and that was ambush. So it was not starting with a B, but had a B in it. So many bees.
Yes. Well, pretty much anywhere you had a B going across for one of the across theme clues, there was going to be a B in a word going up or down.
Right, but many of these were not part of the theme clues.
No, correct. They were not, but they were. The fact that they had a B was a byproduct.
Right.
A byproduct.
Yeah, 42 down was business ends of swords, and that was a blades.
Yes. It took me a bit.
And of course, all of the clues began with B, so
Sure.
there was that too. There were just bees everywhere.
Yep. Amazing we didn't get stung. I did like that first opening one, 17 across, buzzer you wouldn't want to hit, and that was bumblebee.
Right.
I was thinking maybe you'd want to schmoosh it, if I can pronounce that properly. But
Well, you really shouldn't. Bees are really our friends.
see, that's what the Bee Society has. That's their motto. It's just like maybe we can stop people from swatting us if we tell them they need us. They probably have some big PR firm on Wall Street or Madison Avenue. I guess that would be more like it.
Perhaps, but I think bees, we do need bees. Mm-hmm. They're sort of like an important part of making sure we have something to eat. So they're kind of important.
Okay, well, I promise not to smoosh any bees.
Thank you.
I started slowly, 4 across. Belling the cat storyteller was Aesop.
That's correct.
Do you remember the story of Belling the cat?
Oh, well, I remember it's like a bunch of mice get together and they're like, we need to protect ourselves from the cat. Let's put a bell on it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, who wants to do that? And none of them did, of course. But I don't really remember the entire story and what the motto was. So, there's always a moral, I should say, at the end of an Aesop fable. But I do remember it was like mice discussing who would bell the cat. Uh-huh. Well, I planned it would be certain death if you tried. So
I plan to dig into this right after the podcast.
Okay, there you go.
It could be fodder for Fun Fact Friday.
It could be.
Ooh, Fun Fact Friday fodder. I love it. Yep. 8 down. Burns' books ? Was Posey.
That's right.
That was funny.
That was clever. Yes.
13 down. I had trouble with. It was Beyond the Pale ? And I had enough letters that I was sure it was atheist. Because I thought, maybe it's something like if you're, I don't know. It sounded vaguely religious, but it turned out they were much more literal about this being on a Wednesday, ashiest.
That's right.
But
beyond the pale, doesn't that mean something that's just really
extreme?
Extreme,
yes.
Yeah, and not in a good way.
Right.
I think it's kind of a negative connotation.
It's something, if you do something that's absolutely outrageous, that's beyond the pale.
Yes.
But in this case, it's beyond the pale with a question mark.
Right. Uh-huh.
So that's where the joke comes in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bovine expression, 14 across, was moo.
Yep. I got that right away.
Uh-huh.
Also, I like 27 down. Ben-Hur get-ups. Togas.
And I was having trouble in that area, and I can't, because 30 across, and I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Beldames, was crones.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is this? And, at first I looked at 27 down, the Ben-Hur get-ups, and thought, well, it has to be togas.
Yes.
But because I didn't trust my answer to crones, I decided it was crimes at one point.
Oh.
And which was giving me problems with 11 down, the brownish red shade, which should have been chestnut, but it was sort of more like chestnut or something.
Oh.
And I don't think I had the baby bottle at that time.
Right. Yeah, baby bottle took me a long time.
So because when it said breast milk container, I was thinking of something else entirely.
I thought of bare breast, but it couldn't be that. But
well, I thought it was going to have something to do with a nursing bra or I don't know. But anyway, It didn't work. So anyways, it took me, I looked at belle dames and thought, well, belle in French means beautiful and dames is for madame, so, and then I decided crone. So it's sort of course, crones tend to be older and not necessarily as beautiful. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe it was the French being ironic. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But I was unfamiliar with the word. So eventually I said, it's got to be togas. And then I sort of ironed out the mistakes around it.
Very good. This is terrible, but I had trouble with 31 across. Big name in D.C. It turned out to be Kamala.
Right.
I kept trying to put in, Biden or, but I never thought about the vice president. That's also a big name. And there it was, Kamala.
Right. I was idly thinking it was going to be someone in Congress, just like as a general category, like a Politico or something. Mm-hmm. But, and speaking of politics, 38 down, Biden's advisors was cabinet.
That's right. And
that took me a bit. Normally when they talk about advisors, they're aides. That seems to be the common go-to answer.
Right,
But
right. Yeah, no, I had trouble with that too.
And when I got it, I thought back to yesterday, we had coronets, or a coronet, I guess.
Yes.
Sort of royalty or a crown for someone who isn't quite royal.
And
so we had cabinet today, we had coronet yesterday. Let's just see a picture of the cabinet all wearing cornets. I think that would be
cute.
I think that'd be quite classy. I bet we could make one in Photoshop.
Now, 55 across, you're going to have to explain this to me, you electronic whiz. 55 across battery type, NiCad.
Right.
What is that?
Nickel cadmium, it's a type of rechargeable battery.
Oh.
I think I'm pretty sure it predated lithium and lithium ion, and I get the feeling it's more out of favor now. It seems to me that lithium ion is sort of the way to go, but it's a rechargeable battery.
Oh, okay. I had never heard of a NiCad battery.
I bet you have and just forgot.
No.
Because it's hard to believe that at some point you didn't need a NiCad battery.
A rechargeable battery?
Right.
What would I need that for?
Pacemaker, that sort of thing.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Let's see, what else here? I think we've covered most of the salient points.
Yes, I do. You are right.
And this was by Mary Ellen Uthlot.
Very nice, Mary Ellen.
I hope I pronounced that right, Mary Ellen. Let us know. If we didn't pronounce it right, please send us a recording telling us how to pronounce your name. And you can send that to crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. That is it for today.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thursday's crossword is going to be out. Go have at it. We're going to do the same, and we'll be back to talk about that crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.